This will be an opportunity for you to hear a conversation. And it really is focused on the historical legacy of Latinos in terms of pursuing, advancing, securing educational opportunities as a civil right.
In our 50-year history, perhaps the case that we are most well known for and that is perhaps most impactful is the case of Plyler versus Doe, which is a case that MALDEF pursued beginning in 1979 that resulted in a 1982 Supreme Court decision establishing the right of every child to a free public education from kindergarten through 12th grade, regardless of immigration status. And here, 36 years later, I would like to be saying that's established law. It certainly is. I would like to be saying no one questions the basis of that decision. But of course, we all know that we are facing contentiousness in our country today about the rights of immigrants of all statuses, but particularly the undocumented, even children. And we are facing contentious issues around their right to receive important services like education. And today, we face a serious potential obstacle to anyone in the country being allowed to continue to consider how race has shaped an applicant's experience through an affirmative action program. That is because the very same folks who have financed the University of Texas Fisher cases, the University of Michigan cases, they're back.
Almost 62 years ago, October 30th, 1956, there was a small, 9-year-old little girl in South Texas that walked onto the stand, swore to tell the truth in federal court in Corpus Christi, Texas. She, along with 7 of her classmates, were suing the Driscoll Consolidated School District. The district had been putting children into what they called a beginner class. So she was testifying as a second grader, 9-year-old, almost 10 years old, demonstrating that she could speak English. This 9-year-old named Lupe, along with her classmates, the next day on October 31st, went back to school after having just testified against her teachers who were sitting in the courtroom, and after having testified against the superintendent who got up onto the stand, again reiterating the fact that these kids didn't know how to speak English. Lupe was my mother. What I wanted to do with the film is to reclaim that part of our history that oftentimes gets swept under the rug or gets denied as a way to learn and as a way to prepare our leaders and to prepare our youth and families today as we experience very troubling times that we're living in. So what I'd like to do is just show a 2-minute clip of there's 2 parents that testified, and one of the mothers who's still alive, I was able to interview her several times, and she agreed to be part of the documentary.
I didn't like it one bit, so I went back to school that same moment he got home, and I talked to the superintendent in here, which was Green, Mr. Green. And Mr. Green just heard me and he said, well, no, it's the law of the school. I said, the law of the school, well, we'll find out about that. And that's when I decided, and I went and started, with some of my friends that lived here. Then we went and we talked to Dr. Garcia and Deanda, and we had to take them to court.
We need to remain committed to the fact that the students that we work with on a daily basis, there's stories there that we really need to figure out ways to acknowledge that and to value that.